Hi everyone, this is the Tenebris Vitae Podcast hosted by Alchemist. Tenebris Vitae is a community, it's an organization that allows you to become who you are, to be yourself. Why do I say that it allows you to be yourself? Because when you're in society, when you're living a normal life, when you're surrounded by your peers, most of the time you're not allowed to be who you are, or you're not allowing yourself to be who you are. But we tend to understand it as society and environment are not allowing me to be who I really am. That's how we define it. But Tenebris Vitae in Latin, it means dark life. And why dark? Dark because without darkness you won't have the other half, which people talk about all the time, light. You need the dark for the light to be. And that's the part that most people choose to ignore or choose to forget. They want to reach the light, they want to be light, they want to spread the light. But in Tenebris Vitae, myself, Seth Alchemist, and Ina Oracle, we are here to present to the world the dark side that they don't want to see. And that dark side can be very beautiful. And because without it, you can't just understand the other side or the whole. You can't have a holistic perspective. The yin and yang sign is composed of dark and light. They drive each other. A lot of people will say they are the same thing. I would say they're not the same thing. Dark and light are not the same thing, but they have to both exist for the whole to be. They have to both exist. And we are the representation of the dark side. And most people are gonna be like, well, isn't dark evil? It's a representation of evil and bad things. Well, first of all, what is bad? How do you define bad? What is good and what is bad? These are just concepts. What is really bad? So when you say dark is evil, I will disagree with you, because sometimes light can be evil. Have you ever thought about the fact that light can be evil and dark can be the good one? So that's in a nutshell what Tenebris Vitae represents, and we are here to show the world or show people, human beings, how to be more of who they are, or how to be more of what they are supposed to be.
What is dark for you? What is the darkness you're talking about? How do you feel it? How do you see it? How do you explain it?
Darkness is that side of you that pushes you to face your fears. And without facing your fears, you can never have anything done in life. You won't have anything if you have fear. The fear of stepping out of your comfort zone. The fear of facing some person in your life that's treating you wrong. The fear of following the dream that you've been wanting to do for years and years and years. That fear is what holds you back. And dark, the beauty about darkness is that it allows you to face your fear. And not only you can face your fear, but you control the fear and you become the boss. You become the creator of your own life without any fears. Those fears to you, they become just like shadows that are attached everywhere to different objects. Like I have a shadow, you have a shadow, a table have a shadow, a chair have a shadow. They're there, but they don't scare me, they don't scare you, they don't scare anyone, but they're there. But your fear becomes just like a shadow. It's there, but you don't care about it. You don't give it a lot of value, you know? So, dark, my whole life, I've been trying to be this loving, soft, kind of like light person, you know? Like, I've been always trying to be approved by others, valued by others. And it's mainly like approval. It's like wanting to be approved, wanting to be accepted, you know, because in society, and this comes from religion mainly, it comes from religion, that you have to be the light to be a good person. You have to be loving to be a good person. And most people don't even understand what love is. They don't understand it. They say, well, I want to help people, and that's why, because I love people. I guarantee you that most people, when they say that, they don't know what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're talking about. Because behind the scenes, when you're by yourself, that's when you know if you actually have love or not. Not in front of people. I don't care who you are. You can be anyone on this in this world, any human being in this world, and you're gonna try to show how much loving you are, as long as you're in public, with friends, in front of the camera, because you want to be accepted, you want to be approved, you want to be loved. Celebrities, what do they crave the most from people? Love, attention. They want to be loved, you know? But most people, they don't know what that love is. So religion, the most religions of the world, they tell you that love will give you that thing. Love will solve your problems.
Love is the light?
Yes, it will tell you that love is the light, that love will solve your problems, that love will take you to that amazing heaven you've been dreaming of. And no one talks about dark. But I blame the religion for it. These are the religious organizations around the world. Dark, what's the color of dark? It's black. So, and what's the color of light? That's white. Doesn't that sound a little bit racist to you? So dark is bad, so black is bad? Is that what these religions around the world are trying to say? Is that what it is? Because let's just get things straight. Why is dark bad? Why is it bad? For what reason is it bad? Then why do you enjoy seeing a beautiful moon in the night sky? It's dark. And without that dark night sky, you can't enjoy the moon. That's actually white. So they complement each other. They need to be together for you to become who you are. And dark will give you that opportunity to explore yourself and to not be fluffy and to not be just always saying things you don't understand. Because most people, they will hear something about, oh, I'm spreading love and light, I'm spreading love and light. And I used to say this stuff, trust me, for years. I used to say this stuff for so long. I'm the love, I'm the light. I'm not saying there's anything bad about it, but the thing that happened to me is that I didn't understand it. I used just to say it. And most people, they say it and they think they know what they're talking about. But let me tell you, without knowing your dark, you will never know your light. And all of these people who ignore the dark and they just scared of it and they're like, it's evil, and they start calling it Satan. Okay, well, if you're saying Satan, isn't that religion? Well, who puts labels on these things? It's religion, it's Christianity, is Islam, it's Judaism. They're the ones who call things Satan and whatnot. Yet you find people saying that, oh, I represent the love, but I'm not religious, but dark is Satan. And it's like, what does Satan have to do with this? And who is Satan? And does Satan even exist? What are you talking about? You know? So a lot of the time when you start talking to people, they just don't understand what they are talking about. Because they heard something somewhere or they read something somewhere and they never explored it themselves, what they are talking about. So that's why for me, when people start just blah 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 and talking about love, I know most of the time, 90% of the time, or not even 95% of the time, they don't know what love is. They really don't know what love is. If we had real love in this world, the planet Earth would be in a much better shape. It would be in a much better shape. But look where we are. Look how the planet is. Look around you and then tell me, where is this love that everyone is claiming to be? But so explore your dark.
How did you come to your darkness?
I came to my dark I came to my darkness by being the dark devil.
Okay, next question.
Well, it's true. Sometimes you have to let it out. I came to my darkness. I came to my darkness by. There's a lot of aspects that kind of contributed to coming to my darkness. One is to remembering past lives and remembering what you've done in past lives and remembering what's been done to you in past lives. That can kind of like give you an idea of who you really are. And number two is when you start thinking very differently, when you start exploring what comes to you. And what I mean by that is your visions, the things you see, the things you feel, right? The things you experience. And I'm talking more about the supernatural stuff. Like, I always said this thing which was really funny and interesting to all my peers before. I would always say things like, I'm never scared of ghosts. Spirits and ghosts never scare me. But if there's a rat or a mouse in the house, I might freak out. And everyone would be like, what the heck is wrong with you? You're not scared of ghosts and you're scared of mice? Well, I'm not that I'm scared of mice, but probably ghosts and spirits are the least thing I'm gonna be scared of in my whole life. And I don't care what kind of dark place you will put me in, and I will be fine. I will be totally fine. I mean, as I'm speaking here with you right now, there's spirits and entities all around the place. They live here, and they are ghosts, and they are here, and they are where you are too. And you just don't know it because you can't sense them, you can't feel them. And I came to my darkness by realizing these things. I'm like, well, how come that I don't have fear of ghosts and spirits? And you start also realizing that you're attracted to anything that's dark. You're attracted to, you want to know more about what if everything that people has been labeling dark, like hell, like demons, like monsters, like creatures, like magic, like these sigils and symbols used in magic, used in ancient times, like so many things that you start being attracted to, and you wonder, so what is this? What is this represents to me? Why does it even exist? Why? It probably exists for control. Because there are a lot of, I'm not getting into this, there's a lot of bad entities, there's a lot of bad spirits, and there's the good ones, but there's bad ones, and they're gonna try to control you. They're gonna try to come and control you and scare you and feed off your fear. If you're not strong enough, if you don't know that you are the dark that you need to be, that you are darkness, then they're gonna control you. But now, no one can fucking control me. And I had so many visits from so many scary creatures. And even in the Arabic Islamic tradition, they call them jinns. And I have visits and they come in all forms and shapes, and they're scary as hell, I kid you not. But they don't even nudge me a little bit. I'm not scared of anyone. I'm not scared of anything. And where does this strength that I'm talking about comes from? It comes from dark. It's not from light. When you don't have that fear, it's from dark. Confidence is dark. When you see anyone talking with so much confidence, they look like they're about to take over the world and they're so confident about it. That's dark, that's not light. Light is fluffy, it's soft, it's loving, it's compassionate, and you need to have it too. But that's what I'm trying to say again. When you combine the dark with the light, you have to be very confident, you have to be very just. Justice is dark, because you don't want to. A loving person will never punish someone, only a dark person will punish someone. Punishing someone is dark for whatever bad thing that they did. If you commit a crime, and the person who committed the crime let's say justice is gonna punish them, that's dark, that's not light. Because if it was light, Jesus would be here and he would say, I forgive you. That's light. See how justice works? So justice is dark. Confidence is dark. So anything that has to do with strength and moving forward and basically male energy, the divine masculine that everyone talks about, but no one understands, it's dark. The divine feminine is light. And you have to have them both. Because if you have too much dark in you, then of course you're gonna destroy yourself. Of course you're just gonna become an out of control wild beast, you know. But you have to have the other side present as well when you need it, not all the time. But right now in the world, I find that it's either you have so much light and female energy in you, or you have so much dark and male energy in you. You have either or, and then you're just going nuts. But most people don't. Trust me, most people don't even understand what dark is. They don't understand that this male energy that I'm talking about. Most people don't even know what it is. They can't even wrap their head around it. Because when you get to know it, you're gonna start seeing the world very differently, and you can't resonate with anything. Everything will start becoming just different and weird for you, you know, because it gives you power. It's very powerful. It's such a powerful energy, and only the strong, only the courageous can handle it.
Do you think everyone possesses darkness?
That's a good question. No, I don't think so. I don't think everyone has darkness. And that's the other thing. Like, I think some people have it relatively to a certain degree. Most people don't even have that balance between yin and yang. They don't have it. But very few people have that dark energy. Very few. A lot of human beings on the planet have a little bit of the darkness in them, just a little bit. They're scared of it. As I mentioned earlier, they're so scared of it. They think it's something so evil and bad. The people who... Now, because my head is going to different thing where I'm hearing many of you ask me, well, what about the criminals and the serial killers and the psychopaths and the rapers and the pedophiles and the murderers? What is that, right? You're gonna ask me, what the heck is that? So is that aren't you gonna say that's not dark, you know? Well, that's where I want to put a line in between. I'm gonna say that's evil. So you have to understand what's evil and what's dark. Evil is not dark and dark is not evil. But religions around the world, they associated them as the same thing. That's evil. That means you understand that you're gonna harm someone on purpose. Harming someone on purpose is not dark. That's evil. That's evil. Because even the dark demons that exist, they're not evil. There are the evil ones and there are the good ones, right? Even religions, and I don't like to refer to religions because they messed up a lot of things in the world, but they have hidden truths in them. Most religions, such as Hinduism, Buddhism, even Christianity, I don't know about Christianity though, but Islam for sure, they all say that the demons of the underworld, you can call them whatever you want, jinns, ghosts, demons, spirits, they have the good ones and the bad ones. What I mean is the ones who are good and who would actually want to help you and care for you and love you, and the ones who are evil. So evil and dark is not the same thing. These murderers and killers and these bad people, they are evil. I don't think they are dark. Because sometimes, in my opinion, and Anubis was the god of justice, okay? The god of the underworld. Anubis was the god of what? The underworld, right? And what was his representation? Justice. That means justice is the underworld. What do I mean by that? If you're dark, if you actually have darkness in you, you're gonna be the most righteous, just person out there. You're gonna think with as much fairness as you can. You're gonna think with as much justice as possible. I mean, look at even my favorite superhero of all time, Batman. He's dark. He's dark, but what does he strive for? Justice. That's all he strives for, and he's dark. Everything he wears is black. Everything he drives is black. He shows up only at nighttime. So justice is dark. I'm not saying I'm just taking the Batman concept and putting it for you guys, but it's true. I believe that's how it is. So for me, being a murderer, rapist, or like a bad evil person, that's not even dark. That's coward. That's cowardly. You're just a coward. You're a weak person. It means on purpose going and harming someone who's weaker than you, or maybe not, or just harming someone, or killing them, or cutting them, or raping them, means you're just weak. Because if you were really dark, you would never even think about doing that. You would be actually just. You will have justice in you. But justice always go with what? Punishment. So you might punish hard. You're gonna punish in a very crazy way, but that's how justice is given sometimes. When someone kills an innocent person, and I'm talking about someone innocent, when someone kills for example, an innocent person that didn't do anything, they need to be punished. And they have to be punished. And the punishment has to be harsh, because that's how humans learn. Human beings, they learn only by punishment. I don't think humans learn by forgiveness, which comes from light. Forgiveness is light. And even like in the spiritual community, everyone's talking about forgiveness and forgiving. You have to be forgiven. 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 Yes, forgiveness is good. I used to be the most forgiving person in the world. I used to be so forgiving. And you know what forgiveness brought me? And I'm gonna tell you this just without straight up. It only brought me misery. Forgiveness brings you only misery. Why forgive if someone did you wrong? And that's the darkness I'm talking about.
How to draw the line between dark and light? How to understand which is what?
You just have to draw the line between dark and light. What do you mean exactly? What do you mean?
For example, a lot of people are confused what is good, what is bad, what is the darkness, what is the light. Mm-hmm. How to even understand in normal day-to-day life what is what.
Yeah, that's a very good question. People are always confused by what. Yeah, like how do I behave? How do I understand what's dark, what's not? If dark is good, if light is bad, whatever.
Even when it comes to like saying no to something, is it dark? Is it light? What? How people should even like apply this concept of darkness in their lives? Yeah,
that's actually a very good question. And honestly, I'm gonna say what I have experienced, what I have went through. That always comes with just experience. For me, I was the person who always claimed to be the light person. I was always all about light, all about love, all about forgiveness, all about like I'm spreading this and this and this and this and this, and nothing worked in my life. I was miserable, I was sad, I was depressed, and you hear a lot of the time this saying where they say, why do bad things happen to good people? Bad things happen to good people. It's because I was there. I was that good person that bad things happened to. More or less. I'm not saying my life was a crazy mess, but I've had my depressions, I've had my misery, I've had my hard times where I was down on the floor and I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. And I'm like, I'm loving, I'm peaceful, I'm forgiving, yet why is my life so miserable? And that's when you know that you're just not being who you are. You're not utilizing your darkness. You're utilizing too much of your light. And I don't even know if people know how to utilize their light. Again, most people don't even understand what love is. They don't get it. So for me, I would be just like very kind to everyone and very nice to everyone and very forgiving. And people who did me wrong, and I won't say anything. And people, for example, I will borrow money to people and they will return it to me. For example, I would just always giving. I'm always giving and giving and giving and giving. I'm just like, I'm the light, I give love, I'm giving everything to everyone around me, to my friends, to my peers, to my exes in my previous relationships, to my family. I just give everything, and I put myself last. And for me, I was doing that because I thought that everything has to be light, everything has to be loving, and I didn't draw the line to know where sometimes, or most of the time, you have to look for yourself, you have to give to yourself, you have to love yourself, you have to take care of yourself. And by doing so, you can be an example for others. And that's how you can affect them. You don't affect others by going and starting to give them stuff and give them your love and give them your emotions and give them everything you have, give them your goodness. That's not how you change people. That's not how you affect people. That's not how you attract people. You attract people by being the best of who you are, and you only get to the best of who you are by embracing your darkness. How do you embrace your darkness? For example, by being who you are. For example, if you're gonna see that, let's talk relationships. Let's talk. Sure, this happens to everyone. We see this every day, all the time. And I'm gonna speak from the guy's perspective. You're gonna be interested in some woman that you think you love, and then and it doesn't matter at what age or what point or what country. This happens worldwide, and they're not gonna share maybe the same feelings with you, but maybe they're gonna start taking advantage of you. Now, if you're a good person, if you're light, the person might take advantage of you, and that person might be just playing with you, right? And you're gonna give them love and energy and everything, all the good things. You're gonna prioritize them over yourself, and you might be doing that for a year or 2 years or 3 years, and you're gonna give them your time, your love, your happiness, your money, your everything, and they might be just playing with you, right? And most guys do this, and girls too. They do this. They would do this for a year or 2 or 3, and then they become depressed. And then they get depressed. They become miserable. And then that person just one day says, "Oh, you know what? Right now, I don't feel like you're the person. Bye. See you later." And they leave and they go. And this happened to me, and it happened to many people I know. And being dark at that moment is that the second you know that this person is playing with you, and you're probably gonna catch that within the first month or first few weeks, you use your darkness and say, "Fuck you." You see what I'm talking about? Okay, I expressed the fact that I'm interested, or I have some kind of love or emotions, or sometimes it's just our imagination, right? And then if you're gonna play with me, and if you're sure, you might refuse, because a lot of people even refuse, but people don't want to see the refuse. They don't want to admit it, and they're gonna try and try, thinking it's gonna work. But oh no, then fuck you. Fuck you very much. I'm gonna do me. That love, I'm gonna give it to me. That time and money and energy, I'm gonna give them to myself. Same goes for applying for a job. Same goes for trying to be friends with someone. Same goes for just chasing some kind of dream or some kind of anything. It could be material thing, or it could be person. When you start being too light and too fluffy, that's when you're being unbalanced. That means you're not utilizing your dark.
What's your advice to people who are trying to realize the darkness?
I would say connect to nature, connect to the dark. Nature is us and we are nature. We learn everything from nature. Trust me. Bottom line, we learn everything from nature. Go outside at nighttime, stare at the night sky, stare at the stars, go check the moon, hike in the evening, go for walks at nighttime. Spend more time in the dark. When you come back home at nighttime, turn off all the lights, spend some time in the dark, try to connect to the spirits, to the ghosts around you. Don't be scared of them. It's okay, it's all good. And most importantly, don't let yourself be at the bottom. You're not a doormat. You are not a doormat. Reconnect with the strength that you have, and we're all strong if we want to. And don't let anyone tell you what you should do, what you should not do. Don't let anyone drag you, okay, like a fucking doormat. Connect to your darkness. And the darkness is by saying, no, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna give you my time. No, I'm not gonna give you my love. No, I'm not gonna give you my energy. No, you don't deserve my time. There's other people who do. You don't deserve my energy. There's other people who do. Saying no, saying f*** you, and spending more time in nature and at the dark is how you connect to your darkness. So just get into that, and you're gonna find that deep inside. And don't be scared of it. It doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean you're evil. You could actually be the most beautiful, justful, loving person by being dark.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in another episode. Tenebris Vitae here, Alchemist here. We talk about anything that has to do with occult, spirituality, paranormal,
and crazy
stuff.